Hello, welcome back to Capstone Project 2, Reading, Writing, and Grammar. So today we are going to be discussing folklore and mythology and stories about the origin of some things. Origin stories in some cultures are usually part of the folklore of a population. So for example, here where I live in Brazil. So we have a huge folklore with many creatures, interesting characters. So for example, one of them is called Saci, spelled Saci, and he's a one-legged boy from the times of slavery. So his owner at those terrible times cut off one of his leg, I believe. And nowadays he plays mischief in houses. He hides objects and he switch places of things to confuse people. People say that the Saci is coming when you see a whirlwind, a very small whirlwind. So this is part of our folklore. There are many other creatures, but today we're going to talk about a different mythology. So do you like fantasy? Do you like to read about mythology? Greek mythology is very rich. Roman, Norse mythology. Yeah, very interesting stories. There's the character Thor from Marvel, Norse mythology. But what do you know about African mythology, African folklore? Not much. Yeah, people don't usually know much about African folklore, but it is very rich. And for today, I've selected a story of an African character. He's called the Spider King, Anansi. So the story is how wild animals such as the snake, the elephant, the lion, they came into the world, and it was all because of Anansi. So now I'm going to give you this text. It's called How Anansi Brought Wild Animals into the World. And I would like you to read this text and underline or highlight, if you're using a computer, some examples of direct speech, the parts of the text that someone says something, okay? So there is an example that is said by the old goddess, that is, just go into the garden around the back of the house and visit the yam patch. So this is what she tells both Anansi and his son in the story. If I'm going to tell this story to someone else, a third person, like a child, I would have to adapt this. Of course, it is possible to say, and the woman said, just go behind. Yeah, but if I don't want to do voices, I can say directly. I can say, so the old woman told the boy to just go around the house and visit the yam patch. So the verb tell someone is used to report orders or commands. Go around the house. So the woman told him to go around the house. So you tell someone to do something, okay? All right. So now that you've read the text and underlined the parts, I would like examples of new vocabulary. Each person give me 4, please. Yes, I'm telling you to give 4. That's it. Very good. Okay. Yam. Yeah, it's a vegetable. All right. Now, let's take these sentences, these parts you've underlined or you've highlighted, and let's change from direct into indirect speech. For example, there is the part that the yam says, pick me up. So you can say, so the yam told the boy to pick him up or to pick it up. You can use him or her, or them for neutral pronoun if you don't want to specify if it's a man or a woman. Nowadays, it's very common to use they as a neutral pronoun because there are some people that have different gender identities than just men and women. And anyway, the yam, let's refer to the yam as they. So the yam told the boy to pick them up. Okay. So now you're gonna be Anansi, you're gonna be the old woman, you're going to be the son. Try to retell the story. You over there, you are the narrator. Yeah, that's it. So try to retell the story by using what you remember, okay? So go ahead, you can start. Okay, very good, done. Now, as a big group, I would like you to get together, go on the internet, and find an example of a folkloric story and use it to tell here. But it has to be a story that someone tells another person to do something. For example, in Brazilian mythology, there is a character named Curupira, Curupira, that tells hunters not to kill wild animals. He tells people to protect the nature. So go on the internet together, find a story, report to class. Okay? Okay. So now do the same activity individually. Each person does this, and I'll give you guys here, this is the rubric. We are going to evaluate our classmates. I am going to do this, you do the same, and this is how we all are going to assess one another. Okay, I'm not participating. So, thank you for coming, and thank you for watching.